Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. Last night I posted a video on where are your eyes? What are you focusing on in life? What's drawn most of your attention? And today, let's talk about the ears. Where are the ears tuned into? I'm thinking, who around us are we listening to? Who is influencing us? What are the message they're telling us? I think of an example of people at work who maybe like to gossip or always looking at something that's negative, or why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do that? This isn't in my job description. It's not fair, so always kind of having a negative slant on things. And if we are around those people long enough, it will start to weigh on us, and it will start to chip away at our joy in life, and can start to put those messages in our brain to adopt them. And so your network of people, we got to question what are they, what are their attitudes about life, about circumstances, and their attitudes about us. If I were to go to a friend and share something that's been bothering me, and my friend's response is, "Oh, don't worry about it, get over it," or "Yeah, you're totally right, that person does stink, they're a loser," or whatever. Is that really going to guide me in a productive way? So kind of to circle back, are we around people? Are we being influenced by people that are giving us positive messages, uplifting words of encouragement, or are we around people that just want to be miserable and wants to bring everybody down? There is a saying, misery loves company, and there is nothing closer to the truth than that. If I'm not feeling well, doing well, stressed out about something, boy, I'm going to bring the whole mood down. I'm going to bring everybody down just because of what's coming out of my mouth and my attitude about things. So that can influence a person is, the messages we're hearing externally from the people in our lives. Now, hopefully you have those people that want the best for you, that are giving you pats on the back and really cheering for you and in your corner. That is uplifting. That is a supportive person. And again, that affects our attitude, that affects our motivation to do things. But you see the opposite side of someone who's always critical of you, or you can never do anything right, or maybe is always sarcastic to you, passive aggressive. I mean, you name it, and it'll change you. So if we're talking about what in our lives we can shape to start maybe moving in a better direction, it is really taking a good look at my circle of influence. And is that a positive influence, or is that a negative influence that will affect me? The other thing, what are we listening to? Media, social media, the news. I mean, things along those lines. our favorite podcasts, the videos, music, whatever, you name it. But again, if I'm watching the news, I got my favorite channel or whatnot, and it's always negative. The world is collapsing, and there's 20 murders again, and looting, whatever it is. Is it a negative atmosphere that's kind of coming into your life? Same thing, like, let's say for a podcast where it's always critical, it's always putting someone down, or just being a very skeptical nature of looking at something. And I mean, again, that starts to change us. And so anyway, the voices, what's coming in our ears, can start to change our mentality on things. It can make us angry. It can make us angry if we keep hearing the same messages long enough. And there is something you can do about that. You can change the station. You can look at other options for what kind of entertainment or whatnot you're bringing into your life. The same thing with the friends. I might start to distance myself a little from these people because they never have anything good to say. Doesn't mean I'm going to cut them off completely, but I got to find people that enjoy life, can see a brighter side of things as well. The final thing I'm thinking of, what's our voice that we listen to? What are the messages we're telling ourselves in our head? That seems to be a big one. When people come to therapy, we call it that self-talk. What's the narrative that plays in your head? When something doesn't go right in life, what are the words you use in your head? What is it that you say about the situation? You start saying about yourself. Do we get into calling yourself a loser, a failure, worthless, unlovable, it's all my fault, we're using that kind of language? Well, I'll tell you, that is going to compound the problem you're facing right off the bat. You're already maybe sabotaging or adding more pressure to yourself and more weight to yourself to actually resolve the issue that you're dealing with. And so we have to be mindful of what we're saying. Now if we explore that and the voice is, I'm the best, I can tackle anything, I'm just the greatest at things, and I can overcome everything, and going to the other spectrum, that's pretty narcissistic. That's probably unrealistic as well, because there will be situations where you can't get through it just by your own will. And so there is something to be said about thinking positively about a situation, a belief that you can overcome. But again, you're not Superman. You're not gonna overcome every situation in the best way possible. But that's kind of what some models of therapy ascribe to, is boosting your self-esteem. You can do it. You can get through anything. Just set your mind to it and feed yourself these positive messages and envision yourself doing it and getting through it, and just really hyping a person up in their mind. And that could be helpful. but it also could be unrealistic because, hey, you've tried everything and you're still failing at it. So I don't necessarily ascribe to that kind of method of thinking either, because I know myself. I know I screw things up. I know I can get narrow-minded in how I approach things, and then I just lead to more frustration. You keep telling me I can do it, and you want me to believe I can do it, but I'm not doing it. I can't do it. It's not happening. So that can just even add more frustration as well. So what I turn to, that internal voice, is not just a defeating, I can't do it, I'm a failure, it's never going to happen, I'm not going to get through it, because that's not going to serve me any good. But then I don't get to high on my horse and say, I can accomplish anything, I got all this training and I'm an expert, and that doesn't serve me either. I mean, my mind goes to is, I need help. I can't do it. I failed in the past. I don't have all the answers. I do tend to mess things up. I think we all do. We get in our own way a lot of times. But I know that I might not be able to do it, but God can for me. God can see me through this. God can continue to give me the strength and endurance to get through what I need to get through. And so my mindset really turns from I thinking about myself, good, bad, or whatever, to I'm going to stop thinking about myself and start thinking about what God can do and has done and will continue to do, and how He will give me strength, He will give me patience, He will give me a clarity when it needs to happen. He will give me a way through the situation when it needs to happen, and that starts to give me comfort, because I don't have to do it through my own strength, my own knowledge, my own education. I have someone greater who's working on my behalf through all things, and that gives me peace in that time. And so I try and listen to that voice. I try to be consumed by His voice, His messages He's telling me, in order to get through situations. So in any case, that's just something that I've noticed with myself and working with folks is, the messages you're hearing can definitely influence your outlook on life and how you go about things and working through things. And so we need to definitely try and keep that balance. Obviously we can't have everybody just clapping for us and cheering for us all the time, but at the same time, if we don't have somebody like that, and our influence is all the negative folks, the drama folks, the ones who are always in crisis, the ones who are always in need, the ones who tend to make things worse, and you can tell, you're sitting on the sidelines and you can tell, boy, that decision's definitely going to lead to worse consequences and whatnot. Well, that's not good for us either. So I hope that you would seek out more of those encouraging folks, a sphere of influence that is more sending you messages that life is okay. We all have the struggles, but you got folks in your corner that will help see you through it. All right, well, thank you very much, and please subscribe and drop some questions in the comments so I can interact a little bit more with you and maybe help you through your particular needs. Thank you very much.